conclusion to our series now about one local woman who says she now feels compelled to speak out for all others who are in situations like hers, Georgians seeking abortion as health care.
WSAV's Christine Quayle joining us now to break down exactly what the abortion laws in Georgia look like today and what they could look like in the coming months.
So Tina, Ben, we've told our viewers about Callie Beal Harper, the heartbreaking story of her losing one twin to a chromosomal abnormality before he was born, and her other twin's life, as well as her own, at risk because of complications from lack of care. Callie says all of this was brought on by restrictive abortion laws in Georgia. So let's take a look at exactly what those are and how they were written. The Living Infants Fairness Equality Act, or LIFE Act, is commonly known as the Heartbeat Bill.
With the LIFE Act, we recognized not only did we need to take a look at the circumstances in which women find themselves, but as we balance that with the basic right to the life of a child, that children that have a heartbeat, many Georgians believed that they're worthy of full legal protection.
That's how Georgia's 6-week elective abortion ban came about. 6 weeks, the widely accepted time frame for when fetuses develop a heartbeat. It was passed in 2019, but didn't go into effect until 2022 when Roe v. Wade was struck down by the Supreme Court and Governor Brian Kemp signed it into law.
Because we're trying to weigh again these very difficult decisions and give people options where options were fair and just, but not let folks be callous and use abortion as an elective means of birth control.
But Callie tells me callous isn't the correct word to describe people most affected by this legislation.
A lot of times when late-term abortion is discussed, is omitting the fact that less than 1% of abortions happen after 21 weeks. And that almost always in these circumstances, the babies have a name. The mom has very lovingly and thoughtfully picked out paint color for their nursery. They have clothes that they've imagined slipping their sweet little babies' bodies into.
The Center for Reproductive Rights filing a legal challenge to Georgia's 6-week abortion ban that's currently pending before the Georgia Supreme Court, and an additional legal brief highlighting stories like Callie's.
This brief highlights the stories of several people who were directly impacted by the ban when they experienced medical emergencies and were unable to get prompt, urgently needed care because doctors are terrified under the ban. The women who told their stories in the amicus brief, they make it crystal clear that none of them blamed their doctors. Their doctors were doing the best that they could under impossible circumstances where they are facing potential criminal liability if a jury or a prosecutor later second guesses whether the care that they provided actually fits under the ban's narrow and inscrutable exceptions.
Setzler also says he believes HB 481 does not put healthcare providers at risk, even directly refuting one claim from Harper's doctor that she would have to wait to be granted one of the exceptions under the law.
I know there's sometimes physicians who are politically active and politically very pro-abortion on demand, sometimes they hear the political critiques, and that clouds their vision, perhaps even in their medical practice. Physicians groups and hospitals may put their own internal processes in place to make these kinds of decisions. But to be very clear, the LIFE Act puts no restriction on a physician. If it's the physician's professional opinion that this child's natural condition is inconsistent with life.
But Harper tells me not only did her doctors feel like their hands were tied, other women she's met through her advocacy also felt compelled to be silent.
One ask that I have, and I say this coming from a Southern Baptist background, understanding that people's values and the way that we think about abortion is very complex. It comes from love and care and deeply held values, but it is not black and white what happens medically to mothers or their babies in the womb. And laws are never going to be able to account for these complexities.
Oral arguments for the Center for Reproductive Justice's case against the LIFE Act will be heard before the Georgia Supreme Court on March 18th, and you can see all 3 parts of this story right now on WSAV.com. Christine Quayle, WSAV News 3. on your side.
Christine, thank